The bitter wind sliced through the night as I approached my quaint, solitary home. The air was thick with anticipation, a sensation that clawed at the edges of reason. My footsteps echoed through the desolate street, a haunting melody that seemed to harmonize with the distant howls of the wind. I fumbled for my keys, my breath visible in the icy air, and with a shiver I unlocked the door. As I stepped into the dimly lit foyer, an unsettling feeling draped over me like a shroud. The shadows seemed to dance in macabre patterns, and the air grew heavier, laden with an inexplicable dread. I dismissed it as a trick of the imagination, the residue of a long day's exhaustion playing tricks on my mind. The flickering Christmas lights adorned my living room, casting a warm glow that contrasted sharply with the foreboding chill outside. My gaze wandered to the festively wrapped presents beneath the tree, a feeble attempt to inject holiday cheer into the eerie atmosphere. I sighed, hoping that the festivities would lift my spirits. But then, as I turned toward the kitchen, a guttural sound whispered through the silence. It was a sound that seemed to seep from the very walls of my home, a low, haunting chuckle. My heart skipped a beat, and I froze, straining my ears to discern the source. The laughter persisted, growing louder and more deranged with each passing second. A sudden realization gripped me. I was not alone. Panic surged through my veins as I tiptoed toward the kitchen, the laughter echoing in the hollows of my mind. The room was dimly lit, shadows dancing on the walls as the Christmas lights blinked rhythmically. Even there, at the far end of the room, I saw him, a figure cloaked in darkness, his silhouette menacingly framed by the dim glow. "Hello," a voice, cold and lifeless, slithered through the air. I squinted, my eyes adjusting to the darkness, and there he was, Jeff the Killer, a faceless entity of terror, his grotesque smile etched into the canvas of my nightmares. I stumbled backward, my breath caught in my throat. "What do you want?" I managed to stammer, my voice a mere whisper. Jeff's laughter resumed, a symphony of madness that reverberated through the room. The flickering lights cast eerie shadows across his pale, featureless face, and I could feel his malevolence seeping into every corner of the room. "I've come to spread some holiday cheer," he hissed, the words dripping with malice, his eyes devoid of humanity fixated on me with a predatory intensity. A chill ran down my spine as I realized the gravity of the situation. I had inadvertently invited a nightmare into my home. "Why are you here?" I pleaded, my mind racing for an escape plan. Jeff's smile widened, a grotesque caricature that seemed to stretch beyond the boundaries of sanity. "I'm here for the festivities," he replied, his voice a sinister melody. "The joy of the season, the warmth of companionship. I want it all." I edged toward the door, my eyes never leaving the malevolent figure that stood between me and escape. The laughter intensified, echoing in the confined space like 1,000 sinister whispers. With each step, Jeff advanced, his presence suffocating. As my trembling hand reached for the doorknob, a sudden gust of wind extinguished the Christmas lights, plunging the room into darkness. Panic seized me, and I fumbled in the blackness, desperately searching for an exit. But then, in the inky void, a pair of luminescent eyes appeared, Jeff's eyes, burning with an unholy fervor. "You can't escape," he whispered, his voice echoing from all directions. The walls seemed to close in, the very air thickening with an otherworldly force. I closed my eyes, hoping to awaken from this twisted nightmare. But when I opened them, Jeff was inches away, his grotesque smile inches from my face. The room pulsed with malevolence as he whispered, "Merry Christmas," and the world plunged into an abyss of darkness. The last thing I heard was the haunting laughter, a sinister lullaby that accompanied me into the depths of an eternal nightmare.